Hi students, my name is Sumalata. In today's class, I am going to explain about Fisher projection from stereochemistry. By observing this Fisher projection, you can easily identify if any two isomers are there, is those two isomers are diastereomers or enantiomers or homomers. Okay, let's see what is Fisher projection. This Fisher projection are also known as flat projection. See, in Fisher projection, one vertical line, see this is the vertical line, and one horizontal line will, both are going to meet with a cross point or cross section. Okay, this is the vertical line and this one is the horizontal line. See, this is the cross point. At this cross point, maybe carbon or heteroatom will be present. The atom carbon or a heteroatom will be present. See, the groups which are present on this vertical line, see, groups on vertical line, the groups present on vertical line are far away from the observer. Far away from observer. Okay, see, this is a human eye. Just imagine if observer is here. According to, with respect to this observer, the groups which are on vertical line are away from his eye. Okay, coming to if groups which are present on horizontal line, okay, groups which are present on horizontal line are near to the observer. Okay, the groups which are present on vertical line are away from the observer or far away from the observer, and the groups which are on horizontal line, see this one, are near to the observer. Okay, suppose you can take an example here. This is the Fisher projection of any some molecular compound. See, this is A, B, C, D. So, which groups are near to, say this is the human eye, just imagine this is the human eye or observer is here. So, which groups are near to his eye? The groups present on horizontal line, nothing but D and B are near to the observer. Okay, D and B are near to the observer, and the groups which are present on horizontal line, nothing but A and C are away from the observer. Okay, let's take some examples here. And one more thing is here, if you write any compound on Fisher projection, you should take long carbon chain on this vertical line. See, you should take long carbon chain on vertical line by placing more oxidized group top of that vertical line. This is important point. Okay, you should select long carbon chain as a vertical line, and by placing more oxidized group on vertical, top of the vertical line. Okay, top of the vertical line, top of the vertical line. Just observe once, you can take an example here, students. Suppose you can take lactic acid, CH3, CH, OH, COOH. Okay, this is the lactic acid. See, how can you write Fisher projection for this lactic acid? See, this is the long carbon chain. Okay, you should take this long carbon chain as vertical line and see what is the more oxidized group in this lactic acid, OH or COOH? COOH is the carboxylic group, is the more oxidized group. Okay, you can place it on top of this vertical line and you can place it, this CH3 is bottom of that vertical line. Then you can place hydrogen and OH either side of that horizontal line. Okay, in the same way you can take one more example. See, alanine, if you can take CH3, CH, NH2, COOH. This is the alanine. Okay, see, this is the longest carbon chain, students. How can you write this one as a Fisher projection? See, COOH is the most oxidized group, which should be placed on top of this vertical line, and CH3 is bottom of this vertical line. Hydrogen and NH2 is taking place on a horizontal line. Okay, then coming to how can you identify enantiomers or diastereomers by using this Fisher projection. Same examples you can take for a better understanding. See, this is the lactic acid, COOH, CH3, HOH. Lactic acid, you should assign priority for these groups. I mean the groups which are present on vertical line and horizontal line, you should need to assign priority. Which one gets more prior here? One is OH takes first priority, after that COOH, after that CH3, after that hydrogen. Okay, so the plane polarized light rotates in which direction? Just try to observe here. 1, 2, 3. So this is the plane polarized light rotates in anti-clockwise direction. That means it shows S configuration. S configuration means, but here this S will converts to R, because that means reverse. Okay, why should we take reverse it? Because the least preferred group is on horizontal line. At that time the configuration will be changed. Okay, that means here this is the R lactic acid, students. So suppose you can rotate. Suppose if you can rotate 180 degrees of any two groups present on either vertical or horizontal, what you will get? First I am choosing the groups present on horizontal line. I just want to exchange the position of these two groups by rotating 180 degrees angle. Then what will happen? The OH right side will become left and left will become right. The groups which are on vertical line are same, remain same. Just once see here. The groups on vertical line are same, COOH and CH3. After exchanging 180 degrees, the groups which are on horizontal line, their position will be reverse. Left becomes right, right becomes left. Now you can assign priority for these groups. This will get first preference, next one is second, the COOH, third one is CH3 and fourth one is hydrogen. So what happens here? How the plane polarized light will be rotate? That is in a clockwise direction, that means R. but here also R will becomes yes. Why it becomes yes? Because the least preferable group is on a horizontal line, so that the configuration will be reversed. So this is which lactic acid? This is the S lactic acid. Okay, this is the S lactic acid, this one is the R lactic acid. That means while rotating 180 degrees of any two groups present in that isomer, the starting one, this one, then you will get enantiomer of that isomer. These two are, I mean, opposite configurations. Okay, the isomers which are having opposite configuration, those are nothing but enantiomers. Enantiomers. Okay, suppose you can take rotation of the groups present on vertical line. Okay, just try to assign configuration for the groups if exchange their position on vertical line. Which configuration you will get? See, same lactic acid you can take. This is the COOH, this is the CH3, okay, this is the H and this is the OH. So now you can assign priority for these groups, first, second, third, fourth. You will get yes, yes becomes R. That means this is the R lactic acid. Okay, now you can take rotation of 180 degrees the groups present on horizontal line. Okay, the two groups present on horizontal line, what you will get? Observe here, then top becomes down and down becomes a top. The groups which are present on horizontal line are remains same. Now you can give priority order for these groups, 1, 2, 3, this is 4. So the plane polarized light rotates which direction? This is in I mean clockwise direction. That means this is R, but this R becomes a S configuration. Why it is? Because of the least preferable one is on horizontal line. That is the reason the configuration R becomes a S. So that this is the which lactic acid? S lactic acid. By observing these two rotations, first we have take rotation of groups present on a horizontal line, then you will get same configuration, S configuration. In the same way, if you rotate or exchange the groups present on horizontal vertical line, then also you will get same enantiomers. Okay, that means by observing this, what you can say? Rotation of any two groups or exchange of any two groups, any two groups by 180 degrees angle, okay, from either vertical line or horizontal line, you will get enantiomers of that isomer. Enantiomers. Okay, enantiomers. Now go to next one. Okay, next one is if you can rotate 90 degrees rotation of all groups present in that particular compound. See, 90 degrees rotation. Suppose you can take alanine here. Okay, alanine, COOH, CH3, students, H and H2. This is the alanine. Now try to assign priority and give after that configuration. See, the heteroatom which is attached to this particular chiral center will get more preferable one. Okay, so that nitrogen gets first preference, after that COOH, after that CH3, then at last hydrogen. Okay, what is the rotation, plane polarized rotation for this compound? 1 2 3, that means this is S configuration, but it will become R because of the least preferable hydrogen is on a horizontal plane. So that this one is which alanine? R alanine. If I am going to rotate 90 degrees angle of all these groups, which one I get? Just see, this carboxylic group will get amine position, okay, amino group position, COOH, then NH2 will comes here, after that this is CH3, the hydrogen is on a top of this vertical line. Okay, now assign priority order 1 2 3 4 students. See how this plane polarized light will be rotate. See, this is in a anti-clockwise direction, that is yes. Just once observe here, is this S becomes R or not? Once observe here, this S remains same only. Why? Because the least preferable group hydrogen is on horizontal line. So this is opposite to this SR configuration. This S configuration is the opposite to this S configuration, R configuration. That means this is the S alanine. Okay, S alanine. By observing this, what you have concluded? By rotating all groups, 90 degrees rotation of all groups, you will get enantiomers of that particular isomer. Okay, then coming to next one. If I rotate all groups present on that, suppose see A, B, C, D, okay, 180 degrees angle of all groups rotation, what I will get? Just once observe. B, D, C, A. Okay, this is one isomer. Okay, this is also another isomer. But these two are by rotating all groups in 180 degrees angle, you will get homomers of that particular isomer. How it is possible? Just take an example here. Suppose you can take an example, again same example you can take, COOH, CH3, HOH. This is the lactic acid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anti-clockwise direction, that will become, I mean yes, the configuration is S while observing rotation of a plane polarized light, but it will become R because of the least preferable one is on horizontal line. Then I am going to rotate all groups rotate by 180 degrees angle. Then what will happen? Once observe, the groups which are present on vertical line will exchange their positions. That means top becomes down, down becomes a top, COOH, and left becomes right, right becomes left on a horizontal line. Now you can give priority for all these groups. This is 1, OH gets 1, carboxylic group gets second position, methyl gets third position, and hydrogen gets a fourth position. What is the plane polarized light rotation? This is in a anti-clockwise direction. S becomes a R because of hydrogen. Least one is an horizontal line. See, this one is also R lactic acid. Okay, R lactic acid, and the resultant one after 180 degrees rotation of all groups present on this lactic acid, you will get same R lactic acid. That means the configuration present at chiral centers of these two isomers is same, that is R configuration, so that these two are homomers. Okay, homomers. These two are homomers. Homomers are nothing but the isomers which are having, see here only one carbon atom is there, one carbon chiral center is there. Okay, the homomers which are having same configuration, or isomers which are having same configuration, those are nothing but homomers. Okay, coming to, if you can take alanine, that one also same. If you try it, you will get same homomers. Okay, see, COOH group, this is CH3 group, this is amino NH2 group, this is hydrogen. By 180 degrees rotation of all groups present in this alanine, okay, all groups, what you will get? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a S configuration by with respect to plane polarized light, but hydrogen is on a horizontal plane, so that S becomes R, nothing but it is R alanine. Okay, coming to what happens after 180 degrees rotation, the down one becomes top one becomes down one on vertical line, and the left one becomes right one becomes a left on a horizontal line. Now you can assign priority and give configuration 1, 2, 3, 4. See, S configuration becomes R because of least one is on a horizontal plane. This is also R alanine. There is no change at all by rotating 180 degrees angle of all groups present in this alanine, first isomer. So the next isomer also, after rotation, completion of rotation, which one you will get, that one also showing same configuration with respect to the first one. Okay, so these two are the homomers. These two are the homomers. Okay, coming to next one. Suppose more than one chiral center are there. Okay, if you exchange any two groups, any one of chiral center, remaining all are same. Okay, you should need to exchange one, the groups present at one chiral center. What you will get? Just once observe. You can take an example. HOH. See, this is the tartaric acid. Tartaric acid. Okay, just try to give numbering. Okay, after that assign which configuration is present on the chiral centers. Okay, see, this is one chiral center. Here two chiral centers are there, first one and the second one. See, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4 students. Okay, coming to how, which direction the plane polarized light is going. See, this is in opposite 1, 2, 3, 4. Opposite, I mean anti-clockwise direction. That means yes. But S becomes R here because of least one is on horizontal. In the same way, you can give priority for this chiral center also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is in a clockwise direction. This at this chiral center rotation is in clockwise direction. So what happens here? R becomes S. Why? Because hydrogen is on a horizontal line, or least preferable one. Okay. So first one is having R configuration and this one is having S configuration. So what is the next duty here? We should need to exchange any two groups present on at any one of a chiral center. Just once observe here. 180 degrees rotation of the groups at second carbon are nothing but first chiral. This is the second carbon or first chiral center at C2. Okay, second carbon. So what you will get here? Remaining all are same, students. See, COOH is same here, but hydrogen gets OH place and OH gets hydrogen place. Okay, the groups at second chiral center remains same. Okay, next one is, now you can go to assign configuration by using priority. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a plane polarized light, rotates in clockwise direction, but this one becomes yes. Why? Because least one is on a horizontal plane or horizontal line. Coming to next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this one also clockwise direction. Okay, that means here also R becomes S because of the same reason. Okay, see, the configurations for two chiral centers in this mesotartaric acid are same. Okay, but here one is R and another one is S. That means if you take configurations for any two isomers, for some centers the configuration is same, but for some centers it is opposite. Okay, those type of isomers are nothing but diastereomers. Diastereomers. So these two are diastereomers of tartaric acid. Okay, this one is the mesotartaric acid, students. Okay, coming to next one. One more example you can take for this diastereomers. After that we will wind up this session. You can take glucose, CHO, this is CH2OH, HOH, 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 HOH. This is the D-glucose. Why it is capped? See, here I am writing D-glucose, capital D. We will discuss later about D-glucose, L-glucose. Okay, not small d, small l. Here capital D and capital L. We will discuss later in another class. See, now going to assign priority for all these groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 students. This is in anti-clockwise direction. That means S becomes R here. Coming to this one, 1, this gets 2, this is 3 and this one is 4. So this is clockwise, but R becomes S here. Okay, next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also anti-clockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means S becomes R. Okay, 1, next carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see, this is Also anti-clockwise direction, S becomes R. S becomes R, why it is like that you already know, because of least one is on a horizontal plane and another one is in D-glucose. Here 4 chiral centers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, total 6, out of 6 carbons, 4 carbons are chiral carbons. Coming to the concept, you can exchange or rotate any 2 groups from any one of the carbon or nothing but any chiral carbon. Among these 4 you can just try to exchange 2 groups from these 4 chiral centers. What you will get? From any one of these 4 carbons, okay, any one of 4 chiral carbons, okay, remaining all are same, students. So for this one I am going to choose first chiral center, this one C2. If you numbering, this is first carbon, this is second carbon, okay. I am going to exchange groups present on second carbon. See what I will get. Once observe, CHO is same for this first carbon. By 180 degrees rotation, left becomes right, right becomes a left. The remaining 3 chiral centers are same. HO, H, HOH, HOH, and the last 6th carbon is CH2OH. Okay, now you can assign priority and configuration for these chiral centers. What will you get? Once observe, this will get first priority, second and third and fourth. So this is in clockwise direction, but it is R. Configuration is R. Okay. See. Yes, sorry. Clockwise direction means R. Okay. R becomes a S because of a hydrogen is on a horizontal plane. R becomes S. Clockwise direction, yes. R becomes yes. Next one is, this is first priority, second priority, third priority, this one is fourth priority. Here also clockwise direction, 1, 2, 3 students. Okay, R becomes a yes. Okay, see, remaining all are same. Next 1, 2, this is 3 and this one is 4. See, anti-clockwise direction. That means S becomes R here. Next one is, this is first first priority, second, third, fourth. Here also S anti-clockwise direction, S becomes R. Once observe here students, the configurations present at all 4 chiral centers. All those 4 are similar for first isomer and second isomer. Once check it. See, this is yes. This is R, okay. This is yes, this is yes. This is R, this is R. This is R, this is R. Once I am going to write here for easy understanding. At C2, okay, S becomes R means directly I am going to write configuration R, C3, yes, C4, R, C5, is it clear? Okay, C5, R. See, R, yes, R, R. In the same way, you just try to write configuration for this isomer. Yes, yes, sorry, this one is R, R, okay. See, here C2 in first isomers at C2 configuration is R, but in second isomer after 180 degrees rotation of 2 groups at second carbon, you will get second isomer. In that isomer you will get S configuration for that rotated carbon. Remaining all are same. S for C3 configuration, S for first isomer, S also for second isomer, and R for first and second, R for first and second. See, the configuration is similar for some centers and opposite for some centers. See, similar for some centers. Is it clear? I think it's not visible. See, here I am going to write similar for configuration is similar for some centers and opposite for some centers. Opposite for some centers. Those isomers are nothing but diastereomers. Diastereomers. So, what is the conclusion here, students? While rotating, if single chiral center is there, while rotating 180 degrees angle, any two groups, either vertical or horizontal, you will get enantiomer of that isomer. In the same way, if you rotate all groups at that particular single chiral center, I mean the compound need to possess single chiral center. At that time, if you rotate all groups in 90 degrees angle, you will get same enantiomers of that isomer. Okay. In the same way, if you rotate all groups on a horizontal and vertical in plane rotation, that means if you rotate, see, this is horizontal, this is vertical. In plane rotation is nothing but after rotation, this A, B, the groups which are present on horizontal will become horizontal only. If vertical on vertical line, then those will also vertical only. That means, see, after rotation, this A becomes down, B becomes top. So, their position will be changed, but their axis will not change. I hope you understand this one. So, at that time, you will get, I mean, all groups rotation 180 degrees, you will get homomers. Okay. Coming to diastereomers, if you rotate any two groups at particular chiral center, you will get diastereomers. That means the configuration is same for some centers and same opposite for some centers. Then you will get diastereomers. This is about Fischer projection. By using Fischer projection, how can you identify homomers, diastereomers and enantiomers by rotating 90 degrees, 80 degrees in plane rotation. Okay. Thanks for watching. We will meet in next session.